Yeah. So we are going to discuss today's model. Already you have a basic idea of view, design, and for controller and models are always class files. And the controller is the main key file, which will be starts the execution and communicate with model as well as view. Now, what is model? Model is a component or it's a class file which will be used to represent some application data with business logic. In ASP.NET terminology, this model will be acts like a data access layer. So the database information, everything we can communicate with the model. And how many models we can represent in one application? So we can say simply, one application has many models. And this model, we can have here already this MVC application. There, right click, add one more new item. There we can select still now like we have class files, and this class file we can say model. And here this is ADO.NET entity data model. This ADO.NET entity data model means in ASP.NET we have written connection, command, adapter, dataset. Whatever operations we have done, that is completely manual. And this here, it is a separate framework. That is what we call it as entity framework. Here, we are going to mapping our tables to our front-end design. And also this one we call it as ORM, Object Relational Mapping. So ORM design. So what is the difference between a normal ADO.NET and this entity framework control? Just simply we can say here is completely manual, so we need to write the code everything on our own. But whereas here already the schemas are available in the DB. The schemas we need to load to our front end environment. And I think you already have an idea of typed dataset and untyped dataset. It's also one of the interview point of view for experience. So what is typed dataset and what is untyped dataset? Do you have idea? Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, what is typed dataset and what is untyped dataset? Typed means you know before only what is a table, what are the columns, what are the data types, everything. So before compilation, we know the schema. And this is we don't know until runtime. Once the query is executed in the backend, whatever data it is giving to us, then only we know that. So at runtime, we know the schema. Okay, so and so table is coming, so and so data is coming and all. But whereas here, before only we need to apply the table mapping and all. And what is another one more difference? It is comparing the data types of the columns XSD format. XSD means XML file with the structure, XML data with structure. And what is untyped? Untyped means it is only XML file. XML, and in the sense it's our own wish. It is not going to compare any structure. Just simply column names are there and data is there. So that is the first main difference between the typed dataset and untyped dataset. The data is available in the form of XML in both the cases, but only changes it contains a structure and as well as data, but it is not containing any structure, only it contains data. So now entity framework, it is a separate software installation also we can make it for applying ORM model to our front end view. It's introduced from .NET Framework 4.0, especially for MVC related applications and all. So now here is a Edivo.NET entity model. One is directly here, different type of models are there. Do you want to create directly from the file, or just we have to do it manually without using the ready-made options and all? So this is models. Here we can add a class file simply, a new item in this particular class. This class we can give it any name. So whatever the name we can have, that we can apply here. Something like customers model and here we discuss that model is represented the data with business logic. So now here we can make it what are the business requirements we need to do. Here will be 2 times we can press tab. Now the class name is customers model, and here we can give any name like a customer ID, customer name. Here will be 2 times press tab. Here it is for customer name. So now we are going to import these namespace to our front end, like index page. This is views, there, index.cshtml. We need to import that namespace to the index page. Generally, we can write in a using. So what in C# in what way we can write?
At model dot.
So communication to this using. So whatever
system dot.
Yeah. So this here in this particular class file, this is the application name. Okay. And in this application, this is a namespace. Now go to controller there. Here MVC application. This application name dot models. This is what we call it as import model. So that is a model, because there some classes are there. We need to use those classes to our application. Now, which design you want to display this output, that we can assign here. In this particular index page, we want to render the data, something like class name. So this is a namespace name and this is a class name. Now we can access that class name over here. That is what we call it as customers model. In this particular customer model, whatever the name, something like customer object name equal to new customers model. Already we know something like oops concepts. If we want to access any data in a class, we can simply create an object to the class and we can call it. So now this is a customer ID. Just first we can see directly instead of text boxes, buttons under 001 and customer object name dot customer name equal to following. And now we need to protect this information for other pages and all. So what we have to do, we need to keep it this information in view back. Here, these are all the things are related to customer details that is available in this particular object. So this object has two details. One is for ID, one is for name. Now both the two we can assign to view back. Now return to the view, and it is going to display this content in the index page. Now we can go to the index page. In this particular index page, we can have, if you want to apply many things, then we can create, while creating an object, we can assign. Now here in this view, we can import those details to index.cshtml. Now here in this particular index.cshtml, as per design, whatever you need it, you can assign. Just simply one horizontal row HR directly we can write customer ID. Now where the data is coming from? Data is coming from view bag. Now in this particular view bag, and what data we given? Go to the controller view bag dot. This is customers details that is available inside. These two details are available. One is for ID and one is for name. So view bag dot customer details dot. Now what the customer details is our having customer ID. So now we can simply say customer ID, and we can display. Go to the next line, and now we can display some name, customer name. Now this customer name at the rate view back. Now the same thing we can assign. That is this. Now here, this is the customer name. So before and after we can assign some line, and inside we need to display the data. And now you want to be create some views here. While you're going to display this particular view, we can display. So go to viewing browser. I'll give you this file, you can run in your PCRLs. Replace the index page and this model page. In controller, we can type this. Controller.
Because of as ISS is not working, so this program is not running.
Yeah, that's what because actually the TXC file should exist here. I updated the antivirus morning. Maybe it is deleted some of the infected files.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This controllers. Cannot send from here, right?